أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البلد الذي أطعمهم من جوع وأطعمهم من خوف. صدق الله عظيم. صدق الله عظيم. صدق الله عظيم. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat that is scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law does he hide sunrise and sundown. Him I go dear like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Him leaf never I go wither, and whatsoever him doeth shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now they saw them there like a chaff, with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment, and the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous, for the Lord God Jah. Love the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I will perish. Let my people, the people of the Most High God, say Joe! Kadama we grobabia tela e exact beer tanaista lena bashante shante. Where two centuries meeting in the name of the Most High Jah. And there's so Jaja there. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way if Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. How ma uso bolisa adanu wato e wa sickle afo. How ma uso bolisa adanu wato. This is the Black Pot, aka AKUFO-ADDO, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now in every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, oh, something sumptuous is about to cook. Ingredients of so many different shapes, sizes, colors, aromas, and even flavors relocate into the black pot, are subjected to some amount of heating, and then food is prepared. So sumptuous and so nutritious. Now the food is not even eaten by the black pot, neither is it eaten by the ingredients, it's eaten by us. And each time, so selflessly, the collaboration between the black pot and the ingredients will continue. This is that selflessness we must also inherit. Now the black pot is very representative of the African continent, and the ingredients also represent us as a people. We must interplay this time around to produce development for our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka AKUFO-ADDO, and here we speak truth to power. We must be that generation that plants trees, the tree planting generation, the Joshua generation. What are we talking about? We have planted tomatoes, onions, one season crops for far too long because we are greedy. We want to plant, harvest tomorrow, eat right now, sleep right now, die right now, be buried right now, and be forgotten right now. It's time to plant trees. We might not live long enough to benefit from the shades of the trees, but yes, does it really matter? Generations yet to come would enjoy from the fruits of our labor, just as we are enjoying from the fruits of the labor of those who came before us. This is the Black Pot, aka AKUFO-ADDO. And here we speak truth to power. We don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we'd only just criticize to build and not to destroy. This is the Black Pot, aka AKUFO-ADDO. Here we speak truth to power. Remember, we are supported by Is It. And Is It simply means in spirit, in truth. Now, if you are tired of social media's negativity, all the violence, all the racism, all the nudity, all the nakedness, now you must log on to Is It right now. Download the app from App Store and Google Play. What does it do? It does everything all your social media favorites do, except the negative ones. You can upload your photographs, upload your videos, tell your story, connect with more positive people, sell yourself. Be able to promote your business. And the good thing is that this app is produced by Ghanaians in the United States of America, linking up with the rest of Africa. Go for the app that sounds like you and represents you. Support the African business. Now, what does the app do? You can also go live. At the same time, you can do messaging and audio calls and video calls. Connect with family and friends. This is It in spirit, in truth. Now, the good thing about this app is that no negativity is tolerated. They have powerful algorithms that will sap out anything suspected to be negative. It will have no way of going out. As to how it is done, I will not boast that I'm a scientist or an engineer, but I do know that it happens. I am on Is It. Do you want to join me there so that we can tell our positive stories? This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Shonemo, and here we speak truth to power. Now, remember to also, this is the Black Empire Media. And over here, we make sure that we give you nothing but the truth. So remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click on the notification button so that every time we unleash these wonderful stories, you'll be the first to check them out. Remember to also do business with us. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen right now. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Via your business, we prosper you and you prosper us too. Today we have a number of issues to look at. Now, the very first story we are looking at today starts on a sad note. I'm really sad, but we must look at it. Kennedy Agyapong shows hatred for Northerners. Who is Kennedy Agyapong? That is this honorable man. In fact, he's an MP. And all MPs in Ghana are supposed to be called honorable men. Once, twice, thrice, he has looked down on himself as an MP and other MPs. He said it's so cheap to become an MP in this country. And for that matter, he wants to even leave the seat of the MP and have his peace of mind. After all, as an MP, so many people approach him for help, all because he's their MP. And if he exits the seat of the MP, he would have his peace. He's a man so many people like, and at the same time, so many others do not like at all. Kennedy Agyapong is a man who speaks his mind. I love him to life. We don't say death. We don't believe in death. So we don't say, I love him to death. I love him to life. He speaks his mind, and I like it when he comes out to speak his mind. Yes, I do like him. But little did I know that after all the philanthropic works and the speaking of his mind, that he is also a tribal bigot. Sometimes when this man speaks, he sounds like a lunatic to me. I do not know what politics does to some of these people. Good people, all of a sudden, they jump into the world of lunacy and they start ranting and throwing away things that are so below them. In order that people will not say that we are just throwing words at an honorable man, let us look at some of the things that Kennedy Agyapong said in the near past. Watch this. Kill all Ewes in the Ashanti region. Kill all Ewes in the Ashanti region. This is Kennedy Agyapong saying that. Number 2, watch this. Kennedy Agyapong threatens to burn Mahama and Asiedu Nketiah's houses if market fires continue. And he ranted and insulted Mahama, Asiedu Nketiah, Bevlolate, and many others, including Akamba. Watch this. After saying this, he came back to say, I am sorry, forgive me. Kennedy Agyapong makes U-turn as he apologizes for insulting and threatening to burn Mahama's house. He didn't end there. Ahmed Swale's murder. Angry family finally goes after Kennedy Agyapong. And when you read the story, it says what? The family of the late investigative journalist Ahmed Hussein Swale has demanded an unqualified apology from Kennedy Agyapong following the death of their brother, Ahmed Swale. Watch this. It says, I don't regret my call for Ahmed to be beaten. And that's what Kennedy Agyapong says. He said he asked them to beat Ahmed Swale. And he never regretted for saying that. The beating that led to the death of Ahmed Swale. They shot him in broad daylight in traffic right here in Accra. Dead and buried. Nothing happened. Investigations came up to nothing as it is right now. Watch this. It says, Ghana. MP hauled in for questioning over killing of investigative journalists. And we are still talking about Ahmed Swale. That's not the end. Same Kennedy Agyapong said, Charlotte Osei traded sex for her EC position. This is Kennedy Agyapong. This woman, is she married or not? But read the story. It says the controversial MP said this while addressing supporters of the opposition New Patriotic Party at Asokwa, a suburb in Kumasi. This woman was the electoral commissioner that she traded sex for her position. Right after saying that, he came back and said, sex for EC job comment was a joke. How could you say this? But he said all this. This sounds like a lunatic, somebody who is gone off. How could you deal with somebody's reputation like this? You ask people to beat a journalist and that you would pay. The journalist ended up dead. You came out and said you would burn an ex-president alive and go ahead and burn his house. You were even directing people to where the ex-president lived at chain homes. Is this a man who is okay? The way he speaks his mind is the same way we speak our mind. Nobody is bigger than the truth. That's a lunatic speaking, brethren. Can't you see? I'm going to burn the ex-president. I will burn Akamba. I would burn Bevlolate. I would burn. These are human beings he's burning, not Chichinga. Human beings with life. And his reason was that he suspected that they were those involved in some market burnings. And for that matter, without even resorting to the courts, he would catch all of them and burn them alive. At the Memani, Memani. But what is new about the MP? Watch this. AKUFO-ADDO appointing NORTHENERS, using and dumping people from central and western region. And this is what Kennedy Agyapong is saying. Come here, let's look at it. Run it. It says, flag bearer aspirant Kennedy Agyapong disclosed the Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO government pissed him off when he appointed people of northern extraction to influential positions in his administration. He disclosed that he does not know if northerners in the party are the only people who vote for the New Patriotic Party to be elevated to such enviable positions. Kennedy Agyapong was speaking in the western region when he made this known, charging members of the party in the areas to also crave to enjoy the spoils of the MPP they have also labored for. Listen to what he said. We are here in the western region when, in fact, we were here in the western region when they appointed the vice president from the north, interior minister from the north, defense minister, sports minister, lands minister, tourism minister from the north. Why? Are they the only ones who vote? He continued, if they want to be tribal, we will also be tribal. The party does not belong to them. They have used the central and western for years. And after they have made it, they want to treat us like their slaves. We are not animals. We are human beings. This is Kennedy Agyapong speaking. This is Kennedy Agyapong speaking. Come here. Hear me. Watch me. You see, I've said this time and again. When people from the north rise to enviable positions, in fact, it is an opportunity for us to redeem ourselves. It is an opportunity for us to applaud. When people from the Volta region rise to positions that Kennedy Agyapong calls enviable, we all must applaud. It's an opportunity for us to redeem ourselves. You know why? At the time that the whole nation, people were well clothed because the British had come in and found gold in these areas and developing here. People in the Volta region, people in the northern part of this country were stark illiterate. A lot of them were still walking naked. It was during the time of Nkrumah. People started taking clothing to areas like that. It was during the days of Nkrumah. Nkrumah decided to bridge the gap between the north and the south. It was a gaping gap. Remember, the Northerners did not even want to be part of this country. Same way, the others didn't want to be part of this country. But Nkrumah was the one who sent people like SS Alassani and brought all of them together. Brought all of them together and promised them a better future with Ghana. We haven't regretted being here because Nkrumah was a human being. But at the time that Nkrumah was uniting all of us, there was the National Liberation Movement, NLM, in the Ashanti region. You know who was the founder and the leader? Bafo Yao Akoto. Yatiahu. They were not ready. They wanted to break away from the rest of Ghana. Why? Because they felt that their resources were being used to tackle the other parts of the country that were so impoverished, and they wanted their own country. Do you understand? But Nkrumah said, let us all come together. It's our country. We do not know. One day, these places that you call poor, something good could come out of those areas. Today, Nkrumah becomes a prophet. Today, go to the north and see how much gold Galamseyers are enjoying. Go and see what resources are there. Go to the Volta region and see what resources are there yet untapped. So having suffered several years of deprivation, today if there's an opportunity to say, oh, and every man is here, a Northerner is here, you to be part of this. Some people have been there for so long. How many times have we had a Northerner as president in this country? How many times have you had an ever person president of this country? Once. Nothing. Two. But should we even be looking at ourselves as, hey, Northerner, Southerner, Easterner, Westerner? Do we have to do that as a democratic nation? If we continue seeing ourselves as Northern people, Eastern people, that people, then there was no need for independence. We have to go back to this same thing. Now look at this. It's heartbreaking. I will drink poison and die if Bawumia is elected flag bearer. And this is Kennedy Agyapong'S voice. He's giving his lunatic DNA to all these guys around. It's vitriol. He's giving it to the people around him. The hate speech. I don't like Bawumia. But I will not drink poison and kill myself if Bawumia becomes president. I will leave the country for him. In fact, if you put Bawumia here and put Kennedy Agyapong here, I'll choose Kennedy Agyapong and leave Bawumia. It has nothing to do with tribalism or ethnicism. No. It has everything to do with the content of the character. You understand that? But if you start talking about Northerners taking position, what is the fight you have against Northerners? Are you jealous that there's a vice president who's a Northerner? Now you have mentioned only about 5 or 6 people in top positions. How about the other top positions in government? Who occupies those? That's why some people say that the NPP is an Akan party. When Northerners have a little bit of it, when other people have a little bit of it, then there's war. But they are forgetting that the North is so big, it has more ethnic groups there than any other part of Ghana. Did you know that? Go to the Ashanti region. How many ethnic groups are in the Ashanti? Go to the Western region. How many ethnic groups are there? But go to the Northern region. Over 100 ethnic groups are hidden in pockets and all that. So when say people from the North, don't make it look like it's one ethnic group that is in there. A number of ethnic groups Most of them do not even agree. Today, as we sit, Mapusis and Kusasis are fighting, even though they are from the same great-grandfather. So when you say Northerners, it is so nauseating, so nauseous, that you come out and make utterances like this, and you are supposed to be a member of parliament. Somebody who is supposed to unite people. And this is what you are saying. Just because polls have come out to say that Baumia is leading or something like that. So your boys are also threatening to drink poison. The same way you threaten to drink poison if your party came into power and Ibrahim Mahama did not go to jail. Ibrahim Mahama is not in jail. Why? You can't find that poison? You don't know where they sell poison? Please don't let us behave like this. It doesn't help us in any way. We have gone beyond this dirty tribal politics. This is a man who does not even believe in education. He claims that professors in Ghana are not rich. Show me any professor in Ghana that is rich. So what? What point are you making? That education is not that important. Rather go look for money. Such a man wants to be president. When you become president, we all will be illiterates. You will drag us to go to Kokompe and sell spare parts rather than going to study. Let's speak truth to power, brethren. Let's speak truth to power. Nobody is bigger than the truth. Nobody can intimidate anybody. Same way Canada Japan speaks his mind. We have to also speak our minds the same way. But we have to speak it devoid of lunatic thoughts. That's all we are saying. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunumo. Now let's go back to that story about drinking poison. What is that other guy saying? Canada Japan's boy. He says what? I'll drink poison and die if Baumia is elected flag bearer. And this is Canada Japan's boy. Run it. He says the founder and leader of pressure group Citizen I Ghana has dismissed any possibility of Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia winning the new Patriotic Party MPP flag bearership. Ahead of the MPP's upcoming flag bearer election, Dr. Baumia, who is enjoying massive endorsements amongst the leadership of the NPP and government officials, is deemed as one of the front runners in the race. However, Mr. Alex Tete, who is a member of the campaign team for Asin Central MP of Parliament, Kennedy Ohini Agyapong, a contender in the race, says the vice president has no chance of winning. The day that you see that delegates have elected Baumia, I will drink poison and die. You will not hear me speak on radio again, a confident Alex Tete proclaimed during an interview on OKFM's Adiachi Bia morning show. You see, dash. Do you have the photo of this man? Come here. Come here. You see, somebody made a song in America. Beautiful girls. You know that song, right? Sean Kingston. And in the song, he talked about how he lost his lover. And that it was driving him to want to commit suicide. They banned the song. They banned it in any serious country. Anybody who threatens suicide would have to be dealt with. Poison. That's suicide. We have to deal with this. That is how come when you don't look at some of these suicidal thoughts and lunatic utterances, you see policemen shooting one woman 5 times. Are you shooting an elephant? 5 times. 5 times. Lunaticism. People around the country are committing suicide because of bad governance. If Kennedy Japan is so frustrated that his boss, Nana AKUFO-ADDO, that he supported all this while, is throwing his weight behind a failed Baumia, he shouldn't take it against Northerners. Northerners have done nothing. What have Northerners done? The place is still poor. It's still desertified, right? Desert all over the place. Go to the northern region. What is there? What is there? vagaries of the weather. Go to the northern region. There's a lot of hunger hitting the people. Development has not even gone there properly yet. The northern region is one of the most deprived places in Ghana. And you are jealous that some 1, 2, 3, 4 people have risen to some positions. So a man like this, if he becomes president, he will go and drop bombs in the northern region. Be careful. Be careful. I was always saying that I would wish that you would become the flag bearer of your party, even though I don't like your party, because of the history of your party. But I've added you to Baumia. The day the two of you ever become president, I'll leave the country for you. I can't serve under lunatics. Run it, dash it away, and bring me the next thing, man. Watch it. What does it say? Bagbin defies British House of Lords over LGBTQI+. Alban Bagbin is a Catholic. In fact, this was a man who decided to marry his wife's sister. And when it came out that he was dating and sleeping with his wife's sister, they called him on radio, I remember, on Joy FM in those days, several years back. Honorable, we hear you are sleeping with your wife's sister. He said, oh yes, that is true. What is wrong with that? And the interviewer went dumb, quiet. In his tradition, it is allowed to marry your wife's sister. He's a Dagati man. In a lot of areas in the north, in fact, when you lose your wife, you are permitted to even take your wife's sister as a wife in replacement. And when you lose your husband, you are permitted to take your husband's brother as a husband so that the family can continue in that vein. Just to give you a little background about this man. He's a Catholic. He knows the Bible. He knows the law. And he's been quoting the Bible. He doesn't like homosexuality. Neither does he like gayism. At the same time, he doesn't like lesbianism. All the LGBTQI+. The rainbow family, they call them. He doesn't like that behavior. So he pushed for the parliamentarians in Ghana to make do with their utterances against the LGBTQI+. And he found himself in the House of Lords in Britain. See what happened. The bullet is about to fall. Hey, look what he said. LGBTQI+. Threats will not deter Africa. Bagbin to British House of Lords. Come here. Watch me. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, has said that Africa is not deterred by the veiled threats of withdrawal of investment and international aid and other stringent economic measures that have attended the continent's efforts at protecting its culture, values, and societal norms, and to safeguard the future of the youth. I think we can make a sense out of what he's saying. He was speaking at a meeting with an array of members of the British House of Lords and the House of Commons at Westminster in London. Of concern to the British members of Parliament is the law passed in Uganda recently on the LGBTQI phenomenon and the bill on promotion of human sexual rights and family values currently before Ghana's parliament. What did Bagbin say? Listen. Threats are not the way to go. If your neighbor or partner has a problem, you help him to solve it. Boycotts and threats do not solve problems. Engagement and understanding do, said the speaker. He explained that once a group of people is in agreement on what constitutes human rights, values, and principles, they move on. What is required is alignment and understanding of their context. Dash it away. Come here. Watch me. These are the same things I've been saying all this while. If Ghana decides in its totality that they want men to sleep with men, women to sleep with women and get married and kiss in public and do whatever, it's a decision for Ghanaians. But where a man comes in trying to coerce, force, intimidate, hypnotize, cacophonize a man against his will to accept what your norms and values are, I have a fat problem. Fatter than the Atlantic Ocean. You know what the problem is? It means we don't have a mind of our own. We don't own our thoughts. During slavery, you came over here and bulldozed us, all of us down, aground, flat. You raped our great-grandmothers. You sodomized our fathers. We saw it. You were those who brought those sodomy laws to us and told us they were bad. Several years after we fought for our freedom, you have come back like very good people to tell us, oh, the laws we brought to you, you know they were bad. So we want men to sleep with men. And we want women to sleep with women. And because of our dirty leaders who have also run our society and economy aground, they are always in need of the cherry that you are holding. So you do cherry picking. The low-hanging fruits you take away from us. And when you bring them back, you want us to accept what are your norms and values and virtues. What do you take us for? Idiots? Zombies? What do you take us for? Cartoon characters? It's sad. Let it be the decision of the Ghanaian people. Ghana is only 60-something years in democracy. You have been over 200 years in democracy. You don't accept us to be able to grasp your idea of democracy 200 years plus as compared to our 60 years plus. Same way, if a man wants to sleep with another man, it's a decision that you decided to take. Even with you, it took you time. You fought each other, beat each other. We still remember the Ku Klux Klan killing black people in America. Is that not more of a human right than man sleeping with man? We remember the bombs you dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Is that not more of human rights than man sleeping with man and woman sleeping with woman? We remember how you went all the way to Iraq and lied that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. After you hanged him and decapitated him, you realized that he didn't even have a toy pistol. You didn't apologize to the world. Is that not more of a human right than a man saying he's no more a man? He feels like a woman, so he's a woman. Huh? Listen, this hypocrisy has to stop. They bulldoze their way in African countries where the leaders are so weak, so abysmal. Their performance is nothing to write home about, less than zero. And when they go there with the cherries, they are quick to accept anything, no matter how nasty it is. The other day, I told somebody, and he almost slaughtered me. I went to America. I met gays who were better than some Malams we have in Ghana. I met gays in England that I interacted with. And from their track record, some of them are better than some pastors in Ghana, including some reverends and prophets. And he called me and told me, don't say that. A thief is even better than a gay. I know where this guy is coming from. I'm not going to mention his name. A thief is better than a gay. A murderer is better than a gay. I said, what? As for gays, there's nothing good about them. That's what he told me. And I said, so today, if your son comes out and says that he's gay, what are you going to do? He said, we are going me. What want me quo? Bagbin really. Hey, I became frightened. Listen, you don't understand the words, but see how heavy they are. He said, I will slaughter him and kill him and feed him to the vultures. This is a useless being. Come here, let's slaughter. You will slaughter your son who says he's gay. You will slaughter your daughter who says she is lesbian. Then what will you do to a murderer? What will you do to the rapist? What would you do to dirty politicians who are stealing and killing so many thousands and millions indirectly with their thievery? You know what he said? They are all better than the gay. Please, let's not be that dogmatic. From my understanding and my reading, to be gay, as I read in the past, from strong philosophers, is a mental situation. And right here in Ghana, our chief psychiatrist, Dr. KYEI, has told us that homosexuality is a mental issue. And if it's anything to go by, it means that we are chasing mentally ill people in Ghana and subjecting them to nothing but punishment. That is if we go by what Dr. KYEI said. But my guy who called me said, no, it's a choice. They just want to pollute the earth. I don't know what you think. But I like what Bagbin has said. If anything at all, the Ghanaian people must decide without any coercion, without any use of force, without any veiled attempt to suffocate the people's thoughts. Because of some aid, the president is behaving like a toddler. His hands behind him, he's begging for money. You have wasted all the gold and diamond. Today you have become a beggar. We are ashamed of all those presidents in Africa who have done this. I leave it here. These are my topics and I love to talk about them. But time will not permit me. This is the Blakk Pot, aka AKUFO-ADDO, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. But I have a quote for you. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, AKUFO-ADDO.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka AKUFO-ADDO, and here we speak truth to power. Nobody is bigger than the truth. Hey, and we are supported by ISIT. ISIT simply means in spirit, in truth. ISIT is ISIT. Now the good thing about ISIT is that it is the most positive social media platform. If you're tired of all the nudity, all the nakedness, all the violence, all the racism on social media, hey, time now to abandon all that and go to ISIT in spirit, in truth. It is an app that has been developed by Ghanaians in America and is so powerful. Download it from App Store and Google Play. What does it do? Hear me now. Upload your photographs, upload your videos, tell your story. Hey, interact with other positive minds. Sell your business and tell your story. You can do live videos. Yes, you can go live. Hey, you can make video calls and audio calls and even do messaging. Hey, with ISIT, you connect with family and friends and everything is just positive. With ISIT, it is super positive. That is why I am on ISIT and I'm supporting the African business. Can you show me one finger to mean that you support the African business? Thank you. Download that from App Store and Google Play, and everything is everything. This is the Blakk Pot. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Blakk Empire Media. Blakk Empire Media. The Blakk is spelled B-L-A-K-K. And then you click on the notification button so that anytime we unleash such stories, you'll be able to pick them. Support the truth. Yes. Here, like I said, we don't criticize. It's all about Pan-Africanism. Now we are rewiring the mindset of our people. If the African mindset is righted, every little thing will be righted. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo. Do business with us. Run the next story. Watch it as it rolls. It says what? AKUFO-ADDO demands apology from Al Jazeera. Unconditional apology. We all have heard of Alistair Matthias, right? The gold kingpin, the king of smugglers, who said that Nana AKUFO-ADDO is his lawyer. In fact, he's ever been his lawyer. And number two, that Nana AKUFO-ADDO knew him very well. This was a man who was awarded by Otumfuo Nana Asante Hene for gold. What business did they do with gold? That he got so close to Otumfuo that Otumfuo had to award him. He was boasting in a documentary by Al Jazeera that he knew the president too well and some other presidents of Africa, and he helps them to do what? Smuggling of gold up to about 60 million American dollars a month. Every month. 60 million worth of gold smuggling. And he helps them with money laundering as well. He calls it washing the money. It means it's dirty money. And he washes it. That's money laundering. Nana AKUFO-ADDO is angry. Al Jazeera wrote to Nana AKUFO-ADDO and said, this is what Matthias said. What's the truth? Nana AKUFO-ADDO said, I cannot remember ever being a lawyer to this man. Today, he's demanding an apology. Watch this. It says, President AKUFO-ADDO demands retraction and apology from Al Jazeera. Come in. AKUFO-ADDO demands retraction, apology from Al Jazeera over defamatory gold mafia expose. Run the rhythm. He said the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has demanded an immediate retraction and apology from Al Jazeera media network over one of its recent documentaries that named him as having been involved in a way or another in some illegal activities. The documentary, Gold Mafia, which was serialized in 4 different episodes, had one of the main characters in it, Alistair Matthias, mentioned in one of them that the president of Ghana was his lawyer. Alistair had also claimed that he had very close relations with the president, very close relations with the president, plus other African heads of state. And this is something the presidency has denied. In his latest letter, penned under the name of the executive secretary of the president, Nana Bediatio Asante. The contents of the documentary that mention AKUFO-ADDO are baseless and defamatory. I am instructed by the president of the republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to demand formally that Al Jazeera media network retract immediately and apologize for airing an inaccurate and unfair documentary that contains spurious and unsubstantiated allegations against the president and the government of Ghana. As for Ghana, we are so good with grammar. Same way we are extra good with corruption and thievery. The way we speak English is the same way we are corrupt. I'm surprised the way Nigeria has been able to overtake Ghana with corruption. The documentary in question made baseless claims that the president acted as lawyer for one Mr. Alistair Matthias and implied that the president personally benefited unlawfully from an alleged 100 million straight infrastructure contract purportedly awarded to Mr. Matthias. Go back to that one then. Don't be too much in a hurry. Who are you protecting? Alistair Matthias says the president benefited from a 100 million state infrastructure contract purportedly awarded to Mr. Matthias. Oh my God. An allegation like this is so heavy, and I would have thought that they would have asked the president to step down as investigations go on. As long as he's president, he still wields power to be able to divert the course of justice. Who agrees with me? But he's there. This is an African president. That's the same arrogant president who would tell Kamala Harris, oh, forget parliament. Let them go and pass the LGBTQ RROO thing. They'll finally bring it to my table. We see where power lies. When he does this, you don't know what he's talking about. Next one. Run it. It says what? In this letter dated 11th April 2023, responding to ALJAZEERA's letter of 2nd April 2023, which was received on the 6th of April 2023, containing these vague and defamatory allegations, the legal counsel to the president, Mr. Abaka Suman, acting on the instructions of the president, informed ALJAZEERA that the president had not been in private practice since the year 2000. I mean, that Alistair Matthias did not say when the president was his lawyer. Maybe before this time. We don't know. So it's better for the president to step down so that investigations can go on. There's a vice president who can sit there. Much as we consider him a lying vice president, at least our laws say he can sit in there. Dash it away. So Mr. President is asking for an unqualified apology because he knows that this is an international media house. He knows that the people he goes around begging for money from will see this. America, England, they say, oh, so this guy who quotes the Bible every day, is that corrupt? So he's trying to fight. Yet all the Galamsey allegations, he is not fighting them. You know what he says? Oh, it's all hearsay. He has cleared all of them. Go. This is what is called cherry picking. Cherry picking. You choose and pick which ones to react to and which ones to pass. Mr. President, with all love and respect, can you see that you are writing your own dirge? You'll be shocked that when this man finally passes on, there will be a certain man of God who can say he was a very good man. He was a man who fed so many millions of people. Oh, he was a man, in fact, who everybody loved. And he's in the bosom of the Lord Jesus Christ. Which bosom? Which bosom? Let me help you write that dirge properly. He is in the bosom of Satan, whose Christian name is Lucifer. In fact, and whose English name is Macarius. So Satan, Lucifer, Macarius is ready to embrace this man. And all the other Galamseyers. After that, he will sodomize all of them one after the other. Dash it away. When we return, we got more. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot. Coco show them.
This is the Blackpot, aka AKUFO-ADDO. where we speak truth to power. Nobody is bigger than the truth. All those in power, we put them in there. And if they are not working according to plan, respectfully, we'll tell them that they are not doing the right thing. Right? Come here! Run it! What does it say? Abandon KOMENDA sugar factory now. And the person saying it is who? MENSAH BONSU? Is it true? Are you sure? Are you sure? Please don't let me make mistakes. Are you sure? Run the story. Let's see what I go on. Run it. It says what? I warned against revival of KOMENDA sugar factory. But people didn't understand me. And this is truly MENSAH BONSU. He's the majority leader and minister of parliamentary affairs. That's him. This is what he said. Ha ha. Now let me give you a small history of the KOMENDA sugar factory. It was built by Kwame Nkrumah. In the days, we had quality sugar coming out of it. And it was sugar that was quality sugar in the sense that it was brown. It had a lot of molasses. Some people call it dirty sugar. St. Louis, dirty sugar. Ghana produced sugar under Kwame Nkrumah. Mahama came back. He tried to bring it back in the year of election. And people said, you think, say you day wise. You think, say you day wise. They didn't vote him. He borrowed money, $3 million American dollars from India to put up this. He couldn't finish it because he was kicked out. He was kicked out. And now it has become the 5-star hotel for cockroaches and lizards and snakes and scorpions who are busily doing doggy style and missionary style in there. That is what MENSAH BONSU is talking about. The majority leader and minister of parliamentary affairs, MENSAH BONSU, has explained why successive governments have failed to operationalize the KOMENDA sugar factory. According to him, the main challenge of making the KOMENDA sugar factory work is that there are no arable lands in the KOMENDA area to produce the sugarcane needed to feed the factory because of human settlement and the devastation done to water bodies in the area by the activities of illegal small-scale miners, aka galamseyers. Come here! He explained that because the main source of water in the area, the river Pra, has been polluted by galamsey activities, the water from it has to be first purified before it can be used to cultivate sugarcane needed for the factory, which comes at a very huge cost. MENSAH BONSU, who made these remarks in an Oyerepa TV interview aired on Thursday and also monitored by Ghana Web, said that he warned that it will be impossible to revive the factory during the era of the late former President John Evans Atta Mills, but he was ignored. Come here. You see, he has some very salient points. In the days of Nkrumah, there was no galamsey. The river Pra was smooth and nice. Ghanaians were more patriotic and sensible. So they didn't seek to profit themselves selfishly whilst the whole nation cringed. But today we have galamsey. Today we have lunatics and madmen and women who have chosen to be mad and crazy. All they think about is destroy the land, make money for their own personal pockets, and forget the whole nation. Forget to be a... So MENSAH BONSU has made a good point. That yes, it will be impossible to do it now because River Pra is polluted. But Nana AKUFO-ADDO is the king of galamsey. Chebi Chief Amwetia Osajefo is his great-grandfather of galamsey. My brother, Nana AKUFO-ADDO's tenure of office has seen the worst of Galamsey in this country. They said they had drones that will fly around and spy on people. People would be in the Galamsey pit looking at the drones and say, Yawa how? Mupe amumbra. Nothing happens. Police will join hands with criminals, extort money from them, and unleash them to destroy our land. The problem of Ghana is not the problem of Galamsey. It's not the problem of roads. It's the problem of the other day I was interviewed and they asked me, if you ever become president, which you say you will never be, what would you do? I said, I will start rewiring the minds of our people. You don't build a house on a weak foundation. And you don't start building the roof before you build the foundation. Ghanaians have deteriorated. They have deaccelerated geometrically into the world of non-patriotism. You know what that is? Yes, they have. How many people recite the national anthem and even believe in it? Do they even understand it? Abane Juma, Ocho, Onswa. Things like this. My brother, my sister. He doesn't understand why he shouldn't do Galamsey. After all, the gold will get wasted. If I don't remove the gold, say, Mamin tu ade forgetting that his actions are going to be so detrimental to the rest of the country. So people need to be realigned mentally. It's not everybody who wears suits who is normal. Some are lunatics. That's all we are saying. So, Chairman BONSU, bring his photo. Let me speak to him with all love and respect. I like this point you made, sir. But your government is trying to revive it. Is it for political correctness? Is it for political correctness or something else? Again, Honorable BONSU, with all love and respect, we all remember the guy who came to the Parliament House, as we said, to bribe the MPs to vote a certain way. How far with that issue? He told the whole world that a businessman came there to bribe parliamentarians. What happened to that? Now, if parliamentarians can be bribed by businessmen like that, how would they make laws to fight in the Galamsey that you are talking about? Again, finally, and I'm done. May I ask you, sir, with all respect, must sugarcane come from KOMENDA before it's used in the KOMENDA factory? Is KOMENDA the only place we have to plant sugarcane in Ghana before we can use it in that? So you see that your argument has fallen flat. Can we not plant it in Takrade? Can we not plant it elsewhere where we can get fresh water? In Ghana. Have you been to Guyana? Have you seen how they produce their sugar? Do you know how they do it? They have a strong rail system that will carry all these. Please think about your points again, with all respect. And next time you speak, I beg of you, tell us the outcome of the investigations concerning the rich man who came to bribe parliamentarians. And you were privy to that. Dash it away. Bring me the last thing and we are done. We're going to spend just 2 minutes on the next one. It says, stop this political sabotage. In Jamaica, we say sabotage. Run it! This is NAPO. He used to be Minister of Education, and he made utterances that were so low. He said Nana AKUFO-ADDO had built more schools than Kwame Nkrumah. He had done better with the education in Ghana more than Kwame Nkrumah. That was a defamation. It was so derogatory, and at the same time, it was a desecration. People say I love the word desecration. Put an end to internal sabotage, hampering Thor's revival. Bring back the photo of NAPO. So all NAPO is saying in this story is that there are internal urchins who, for political reasons, are not helping his ministry grow. Tema Oil Refinery. Recently, they told us that some millions of Ghana cedis had gone missing in terms of products. So that's what he's talking about. That people are sabotaging the place. He might be right. But the thing is that we live in a polarized political environment where if this party is in power, whatever we do to sabotage the party and make sure that it doesn't work, we will do it so we can come in power. So it becomes a routine, cyclical foolishness and lunacy. Please, Ghana is the bigger picture. But they are looking at their parochial parties, regionalized minds. Parochial minds. And it's sad. If we don't come together to help the nation build, then we are animals. With no respect. Animals. Help the nation go. Your turn will come to grow. Let them also support you. But no, I will pull them down. Whatever I can do to pull them down, I'll pull them down so I can go in there. Dash. To God be the glory. I appreciate you and I love you. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kokushonomo. And remember, we are supported by ACIT, in spirit, in truth. Download this from Google Play and App Store, and is the most positive social media platform. Upload your photos and videos, go live, make video calls and audio calls, and you are okay. Yes, thank you so much, is it? And it's made by Africans. Yes. Join it, I'm part of it, and let's chat. Also, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Black Empire Media. Click on the notification button, and you get all the stories that we unleash. Be the first to get that. We are on all other social media platforms. Black Empire Media is our name. My name is Blakk Rasta. On behalf of the team here, Jeff, Lenche, Tengbil, and of course, Stanley, One Oheneba. I want to say thank you so much, including Osajifo Duabel, Tindan Dogo, Goma Dogo, and Ajete Soa. Love and respect every time. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kokushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Hey! Wayo!